Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Rue, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who may like it, hit that subscribe button, and smack the bell. All right? Oh, and if you have time, please drop us a comment in the comment section. All right, guys. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I thought was really interesting. There was a woman and she inboxed me and she said that she likes this guy. She likes him a lot. And he has 2 kids. She doesn't have any children. And she said that the whole time that she's been dating, she's 29. She said the whole time that she's been dating, she's always made it a point not to date men with children. Or at least men that if they do have children, they're grown children. She doesn't want to deal with baby mama drama, the stuff that you go through sometimes when the person in your life has a child with somebody else. Sometimes there is no drama, but a lot of times, unfortunately, there is. So she doesn't want to deal with the drama. So up until this point, at 29, she's pretty much managed to date men who didn't have any kids or men who had kids that were already, out of the house or teenagers or whatever the case is. So she said to me she likes this new guy and she's like, he has 2 kids and she's questioning her rule because she really likes this guy. She's never met a guy that she really, really liked that had kids. So she's questioning her rule and she said to me, what do I think of single women who date men with kids? And my thing is this, right? A lot of people can say things positive and negative about this. You can spin this really any way that you want to. But I'm going to tell you how I honestly feel about it. I feel like if you're single with no children and the man that you're seeing has kids, if you're open to that dynamic, I don't see anything wrong with it per se. Because look at it like this. If he has children and there isn't any drama, let's say, then are you open to helping him parent? That's my real question. Because the drama aspect may and may not come, and sometimes it comes and goes. But the parenting thing is a constant. You're parenting every day, regardless of what the adults are doing. So my thing is that if you're single, do you really want to help this gentleman parent? Because first of all, this child already has a mother. So you're actually more like a support person per se. And if you're down to give that support, if the child does have his mother, if the mother didn't pass over or run away or whatever the case is, if you're down, then I say it's no problem. But see, this is the thing for me. My thing is that as a single woman, because I'm in the same basic predicament myself, I do not have a tendency to come on to women who have little children. If a woman has a child that is younger than, I would say, teenage years, 15, 16, 17, I pretty quickly find some other reason to lose interest. Or that is the reason, or that's the reason, and I tell myself there's another reason. It's always something like that. Because I'm not down. I'm not down for parenting. I'm just not. I have a daughter. I parent her. That's it. I don't really want to do any more parenting. Now, if I met a person, or if I met a woman who was, amazing, and she had kids, and I was down for it, then I would go ahead and do it. She would have to be spectacular, though. I'm trying to tell you, she'd have to be amazing to me. But if I met a woman, fell in love with her, and she was amazing, I would then do it. Because for me, that's a big commitment. And as an Aquarius, I don't make commitments easy. So if it's a woman that I'm, really, really in love with, that's something that I'm going to be willing to be down with. But if not, then I'm not going to want to do it. It's a big commitment. This is not a game. Kids are not games, And They get attached to you, you get attached to them, you know, like all that kind of stuff you have to really think about. So the question I would say, to throw it back, is are you down to help this gentleman in this co-parenting? Because you're going to be helping, even if you're just around when the kid is around, especially if you guys have a long-term relationship. If you just, you know, having sex or just dating them for a little while, that's one thing. But if you're in a long-term relationship, it's going to happen. The kid is going to be there. He's going to need to pick them up on the way from somewhere. It's not like you're going to be able to date him and just totally ignore his children, especially if y'all get serious. Because if you have children, those are now your children's brothers and sisters. You're talking about a family. So the question is, are you down to help him with this family? And yes, drama sometimes goes along with that family dynamic. So if you're not down for all that comes with a family, then you should not date men or women or anybody who has children. They're a package deal. I've seen people try to get with somebody and just kind of ignore their kids and just be with the person. That doesn't work. It's not going to work. So if you're down to maybe potentially parent with this person one day, then I would say go ahead and date him and have a good time and see where it goes. But if you're not down for that, then you should continue to only date men who do not have children, or men whose children are already grown out the house, whatever the case is. Because that's something that's going to be closer to what you're willing to do. One thing, we have to get real about what we're willing to do and not willing to do. I saw two people talking about this in a chat room, and several people shamed the woman. It was two lesbians, and they were talking about how one of them was saying she didn't date women who had kids. And all of the women in the room jumped on her back like, oh, that's so ignorant, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? That's real shit right there. And if she knows that's her limitation, it is only responsible of her to let others and herself know that. That's, you know, I heard a story earlier today about how these two women moved in together, and one woman started treating the other woman's son bad. Pretty much just like indifferent to him, you know, treating him differently than her child and stuff like that, playing favorites, things like that. And we were all sitting around talking about it, and I was like, see, that's something that she needs to be honest with herself about. She obviously doesn't want to be bothered with other people's kids. And that's how kids get abused. That's how kids get neglected. That's how they get treated badly, because we're not honest with ourselves, because we feel like other people are going to jump on us or feel like we're messed up for saying that. But the truth of the matter is that if you really feel that deep down in your heart, then that's what you need to do. It's better for the child and it's better for you. Because if that's something that you don't want to do, that poor child is going to pick up on that vibration. And you're going to be miserable trying to pretend that you're showing up for this ready-made family. Now, some people will be very happy with this situation. They meet a gentleman with 2 kids. They would be happy to be a blended family. They'll maybe have some more kids and move on. Because remember, a lot of people do have kids nowadays. I mean, every woman I meet, like I would say every other woman I meet has a child, at least one. So a lot of people have kids nowadays. So you have to understand that if you are saying completely no to that, that you're cutting the pool in half. And let's keep it real. If you're dating men and you've already cut the pool in half, that means that your chances of getting into a long-term relationship are now cut in half. So you didn't have a good chance in the first place because it's more women than men, okay? So you got to think about all of those kinds of things. And like I said, the bottom line is, are you willing to show up as a parent? Don't do that to that poor child. Don't come into that poor child's life if you know that's not where your heart is. That's my bottom line. But if your heart is there, or like me, if it's really worth it, you're willing to go there, then okay. But don't do it unless you feel that way. And don't let anybody shame you into it. I don't care if your pool is small. Just keep your little half of the pool and work with what you got. Because it's better for you to be honest with yourself than to put that child in that situation. And in this case, it was 2 kids. So if you can't see yourself being in that situation, if you can't see yourself showing up to help him or to be there for him, and then later on possibly being there for the children, if you don't see that, then don't play yourself. Just keep it moving. Keep going for exactly what it is that you want. If that's what you want, go for it. Be honest with yourself and be honest with the people around you. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. Thank you for your question. And I will see you guys next time. Come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.